So which SBCs should you complete? Is there any at this point? So we've got a lot to discuss because there is X amount of cards out. There's some that are at least decent value, some that are questionable, and obviously an Erling Haaland. We saw it with Ronaldo a fair few years ago when he joined back at United, getting the first player of the month and literally being over 1 million coins straight away. Now, with the SBC storage, there's obviously a lot to go through and dissect with that because it makes life so much easier if you are consistently doing upgrades and how it will prove in the future to be very, very useful. So straight off the bat, we've got our 4 categories. We've got must complete, we've got decent value, SBC storage, and don't complete. Now, everything can be taken in different values, so always let me know in the comments. Don't just completely disregard it because some players are worth doing and maybe suit your style. Some I don't think are. Now, the very first one I personally think is a must complete for any team, and most definitely as we go into the brand new FC 25. If you're buying points, if you're not, if you've got lucky impacts, if you haven't, he's going to be an absolute gem to get in. Now, in terms of value, 20,000 coins. Nice and simple, very easy to complete. That is definitely a must valued SBC 100%. Centre mid, press proven plus, very balanced stats across the board. You could throw an anchor on him if you want him in controlled. It would give him 84 pace, 86 and 80 on the defending physical. Already got some decent dribbling with great composure. Passing's fantastic. There's nothing to love, not to love about this card. Spanish, so he's got multiple links there because not everybody has icons anymore, so we don't get the full links across the board. And obviously he is in the Bundesliga as well, so if you wanted some links across there, this is going to be a perfect card. If you need coins in FC 25, lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins, with the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC 25 creators such as Zorki, Manny Plus, and even pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy. And by the looks of it, with the World Tour, or at least with how they're doing their seasons, it seems to be nation-based, so obviously we're getting La Liga and also Spanish this season round. It will be interesting then to see. I can imagine season 2 will be the likes of France or England. I don't know if they're going on the kind of category or if whoever won the Euros and going down that route or something. But the next up is going to be Danjuma. Another great card, 85 rated. Another World Tour card as well. So you definitely will be having a look at these for the objective. So a lot of people would have done Danjuma straight off the bat. He's coming in at a whopping 43,000. Again, another card personally for me, I couldn't turn down. With him being 85 rated, got himself some decent stats across the board, 88 pace, 83 shooting, you go and whack a hunter on him, 96, 89. Doesn't have a playstyle plus, is a 4-4, and obviously does have some roles. He's got a plus on poacher and also advanced forward. So for me, I think if you've not got a striker, which most definitely is still very difficult in this game at the start anyway, that is going to be a perfect replacement. Now, you've always got the arguments because we also have Thuram in this as well. 85 rated Serie A player of the month. He's coming in pretty much just as cheap. He is coming in at 22,000 coins. And again, another very good card. Now, he doesn't have the 4-4, which is a slight up on Danjuma, which could possibly sway your opinion, and obviously being in the Serie A and French has other links, whereas you've got La Liga and Dutch. They've both got some good combinations, and to be honest, I think both of them are must completes. Even if you put one on the bench, you start with Thuram and you bring on Danjuma, or vice versa. For what, 60, 70,000 coins give or take, that is 2 strikers that are competent. You can wait until you get another big upgrade, a gold Haaland, because let's be real, not many people are going to be completing that 92. I think for me, he's going to be one of them ones where you need to complete him just to get him done and out of the way. Obviously, I do like the design as well. I like the kind of Serie A. It's very clean, very new and fresh, which is good. Obviously, then, we move in to a Champions League card. Now, this is where opinions will change. And I think the 3 cards that are in question, we've got Jota, we've got Haaland, we've got Saint-Max. The foundations we'll get into, but these 3 cards are all coming in at Jota at 200,000, Saint-Max at 118, and then we've got Haaland at pretty much, say what, 550 to 600 give or take on what day. Now, obviously Haaland will leave last because he's kind of one of them ones that it all depends. It really does depend. When it comes to Jota and Saint-Max, both of them are upgradable. So they get an upgrade if they win 4 matches, I think it is, in the league. So obviously the Europa League and also the Champions League. They then get another upgrade if their team manages to score 1 goal in 4 of the matches. I think it might have been 2 wins, actually. 2 wins and then 4 matches scoring 1 goal in each. And then finally they get a Playstyle Plus added or a Roll Plus Plus added if they finish top 2 in that league. So Liverpool, to be honest, could. It's not likely, and I think there's definitely teams like Man City and Real Madrid that are more favourites, but they definitely could. There's no shadow of imagination where they don't. And I think Fenerbahce, as much as the Europa, is definitely an up and down, depending on what you go in. Predominantly, it's normally the Spanish league. You could see them doing it. Very unlikely in comparison. I think Liverpool have a higher chance, but there's still a possibility. Now, obviously with Jota, depending on where you want to go for him, I think for me he's more of a winger than a striker. Obviously he's got himself no Playstyle Plus, but he is a 4-star, 5-star. That's always nice. And he does have the inside forward as a plus. Personally, I'm a big fan of that on the winger. So if he was looking for a hunter, 93-90. If he was to think he should be able to get them 2 upgrades, that, for me, is not a bad card straight off the bat. You might have to wait a little bit, but 88 rated potential with a Playstyle Plus potential as well. You will only get 1. So with Saint-Max, he could get a double Playstyle Plus if they manage to. Or obviously Jota could get 1 if they finish in that top 2. Which for me would keep Jota, I'd say, at a decent value. Now, if you wanted to take the risk, I think he could be a must complete if you've got lots of fodder. But with how they've done SBCs already, how they've done evolutions already, I feel like we're getting a lot. It's going to be a lot of SBCs at the moment, and I could just see it being tenfold. We haven't even got our first icon yet. That's going to take up a lot of cost in the making of all this, so definitely be wary of all of that to come very, very soon. We've also got a second week of the Road to the Knockout, so that's going to produce more SBCs and also Foundations World Tour, which seem to get like 1 a week by the looks of it. Saint-Max, on the other hand, another possibility of an 87 as his overall. An extra Playstyle Plus would be fantastic, but you'd have to wait a considerable amount of time for that. But I do think for 118, again, like Jota, I don't know if I'd go in terms of must complete. I do think he's very good. I have personally completed Saint-Max at the moment. Jota, I am in the middle of doing, because the SBC storage is brilliant. We haven't even had the proper upgrades yet, but if you remember last year, the amount of 83, 4, 5, 6, 7s that you must have discarded when you could not be bothered to finish them off, there must have been literally teams worth. Now being able to put them in the storage is massive. You don't have to use them straight away. You can keep them in there. You get 100 spots. Imagine having 100... it's going to be a little bit over the top, but imagine having 186 and above, so 187, 88. At the middle of the game, that is absolutely huge. And I know exchange will definitely come in and kind of change that boat, but it is absolutely huge to have that storage for cards like Haaland. But to be able to get half of him done in the first day because of your SBC storage is going to be huge. Now, is he worth it? Because personally for me, we've seen it with Messi, we have seen it with Neymar, I'm pretty sure, at one point. We've seen it with Mbappe, we've seen it with Ronaldo. There is certain players, no matter the time, they're always worth doing. Now, Haaland is such a funny one because I think he is absolutely extraordinary. At a very much day one card, he's brilliant. He has got the free, which is a bit of a shame. He's got the Acrobatic Plus, which again has its uses, but isn't necessarily the most key component. And you think, I could go get his gold for 255,000. I think for me, with only a single upgrade, and I get you can use untradeable fodder, but it's not easy to get. You've got, 578,000 coins worth. You've obviously got the first SBCs, which are going to be 84s. That one's fine. Like, that SBC shouldn't be an issue if you was trying to do him. It's when you look at the kind of likes of an 88 rated team. That is incredibly hard to do, especially because there's very little specials that will go into that at the moment. So predominantly, you'll be looking at golds. when you're looking at it, like realistically, you're looking at somebody like, let's go further down. You've got Harry Kane could go into it. You've got Kevin De Bruyne, I'm pretty sure is quite cheap. Odegaard is 23,000 for an 89. If you was paying them outright, that's fair enough. But to pack the fodder, to do it as free as possible, now that becomes a different sort of challenge. So for me, I personally would say for Haaland, I wouldn't complete him. It just isn't that card for me. If it was Mbappe, I'd probably give my left leg for him because he's a game breaker that gets to the end of the game. As soon as Haaland gets a 4-star, somebody else comes in with a 90 rated, with a 4-4, 5-5, a better playstyle plus, better stats. He's out the window. Mbappe could be literally a 92 rated card, player of the month right now, and that would last you until team of the season. To be honest, even further. That is the difference at the moment. Ronaldo and Messi were the exact same back in his day. And Haaland is brilliant in the game. You will still absolutely destroy people. I just think for a gold card, I'd much rather go and buy that one if I'm going to buy the player of the month. So let me know your thoughts on that one. I know people are definitely up and down. And then predominantly with the foundations, you've got 24,000, 9,000, 29 and 20. To be fair, I don't see many of them being used other than for objectives. I would personally just say SBC storage. They're just going to be finished with them. Any 83s, 4s, 2s, and maybe even 5s on a couple of them. That is going to be predominantly where you see them being completed. And to be honest, that's probably the only reason I would actually complete them. So let me know down below your list. There's only a few this time round. Next week, it should get even better with more cards out. And as we progress forward, we should really start to see a good pattern with all the player of the months, some of the special cards, foundations, world tours, and then maybe some extra flashbacks and moments. But bar from that, I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.